The inaugural ICC Men's Cricket World Cup was played in 1975. The final was played between West Indies and Australia, where West Indies defeated Australia by a slim margin of 17 runs and lifted the first ever World Cup. Clive Lloyd was declared man of the match for his top score of 102 off just 85 deliveries. 4 years later, in 1979, the second World Cup final panned out between host England and defending champions West Indies. Riding on Viv Richards' fantastic 138, for which he also won the Player of the Match award, West Indies set a daunting target of 289, which England fell short of by 92 runs. The year 1983 brought the watershed moment for Indian cricket. Kapil Dev's Daredevils faced off a rampaging West Indies to win the low-scoring thriller by 43 runs. Mohinder Amarnath was declared the player of the match for his heroics with both bat and ball. The year 1987 was first of its kind, where the event travelled out of England to the subcontinent. It saw Australia overcoming the challenge of a strong English team to win their maiden Cricket World Cup, first of 5 till date in a thriller by just 7 runs. David Boone bagged the player of the match for his valuable 75 runs. The World Cup was held in Oceania in 1990-92. Australia and New Zealand hosted the event for the first time, where players adorned coloured jerseys. Final was played between a determined England and an effervescent Pakistan. It so happened to be Pakistan, and more specifically Imran Khan's day. Setting a target of 249, Pakistan, on the back of a steaming Wasim Akram, bowled England out for 227, winning Pakistan its first Cricket World Cup glory. World Cup returned to the subcontinent in 1996. The power play rules played a big role in final results. Sri Lanka, on the back of tsunami-like performances from Sanath Jayasuriya and Aravinda De Silva, and defeated the much-vaunted Australian team. Incidentally, the game was played in Lahore, and Aravinda carried Lanka to its maiden World Cup victory. Cricket World Cup returned to England in the summer of 1999. While the leagues and semi-finals were exciting affairs, the final was a rather dull one-sided event, when Australia completely smashed Pakistan by 8 wickets and about 30 overs to spare. Shane Warne bagged man of the match for his magical 4. Australia was just getting warmed up. The World Cup moved to Africa in 2003. The final was played between Australia and India. By the end of the first innings, it was game over for India. The top 4 of Australia came to the party, with Ricky Ponting leading the way with a blistering 140 not out of 121 balls, which got him his player of the match in a World Cup final. The Caribbeans hosted their maiden World Cup in 2007. The event was affected by the controversial death of Pakistani coach Bob Woolmer. The finals were also a farcical affair when umpires wrongly suspended the game. Australia defeated Sri Lanka, scoring 281 for 4 on the back of Adam Gilchrist's magnificent 149 off 104 by 53 runs after applying Duckworth-Lewis formula. World Cup arrived at subcontinent for third time in 2011. India ended its 28-year drought by beating Sri Lanka by 6 wickets. Batting first, Sri Lanka put on a competitive 274 for 6 in 50 overs, which was overwhelmed in 48.2 overs by India. Ms. Dhoni won the Player of the Match award for his 91 off 79 and his picture-perfect winning shot. This World Cup also broke the jinx of the host country never winning the cup. Australia and New Zealand hosted the 11th World Cup in 2015. They also played the final at the MCG, where Australians overcame a small target of 183 in just 33 overs. Michael Clarke won the Player of the Match award for his 74. The Cricket World Cup returned to England for a record 5th time in 2019. Final was played between England and New Zealand. This was by far the most thrilling final of all 12 finals played, till date, involving a tie, a super over. But it was disappointing that the result had to be derived from which team knocked the most boundaries in the main game. New Zealand batting first posted 241 and England tied the scores with a lot of help from the heroics of the player of the match, Ben Stokes, who scored an unbeaten 84. So this was it. Hope you have enjoyed this quick recap just ahead of the upcoming 2023 World Cup event. I will see you soon with more interesting stories of the ICC World Cup.